So let's start our first session in the basic course. And as I told you at the beginning of this session, it's going to be beneficial for everyone, I promise. So please don't forget to take notes. Let me ask the 11th graders and the 12th graders if they are attending now. I'm sure that some of my attendees today are 11th and 12th graders, not only 9th and 10th graders. Okay, I want then that the 11th and 12th graders, I want them to raise their hands, please. I want the 11th or 12th graders to raise their hands. I'm gonna pick someone randomly, okay, to ask him or her just one question. Mayar, hi dear, how are you? Mayar?
Yes, hi.
Hi dear. You're in
Hi.
which grade?
I'm going to 11th.
Going to 11. Okay, so did you take May's or Jones trial?
No, actually, I took a trial, but I didn't take like basics courses other than what we're usually taught in school.
Okay, so you are familiar with the types of questions at least?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, if I ask you about the inference questions, according to most of the SAT students, this skill, making inferences, is a hard or easy one?
Honestly, I feel like it might depend on the question. Sometimes it would be very easy to kind of like answer or like analyze, but sometimes depending on the question, it could be hard or complicated.
Okay, can't agree more, but generally, I'm speaking generally. If I pick any of the SAT students and ask them whether making inferences or inference questions can be easy, very easy questions or challenging, what would be their answer?
Honestly, challenging.
Challenging. Thank you so much. Do you agree with her, Ya Ahmed? Yes, Ahmed. Do you agree with her?
No, teacher.
Inference questions are challenging or easy?
A little bit, I think.
Yeah. Let me tell you, let me confirm what your friends had said. Actually, the inference questions in digital SAT are challenging. They are not that easy. Okay, today in our free session, I'm going to introduce this skill. Hopefully, it would be easier after this session, inshallah. But before we get introduced to, before introducing these, the tips regarding the inference questions, I'd like to introduce general tips related to the reading questions in general. Okay, reading questions in general. You need to consider the following points while dealing with any question tackling a reading skill. Of course, for everyone to know that the English section has 2 modules, and both modules are testing you on what? Reading and writing skills. Writing skills are kinda easier. The point is that we usually face a problem with the reading skills or the questions handling the reading skills. But actually, if you try to concentrate on how to know the type of question and know how to approach each type of reading question, handling a certain reading skill, it would be very easy. You will never find a difficulty unless you are struggling with vocabulary words. Vocabulary words is another, or let me say, this part is another challenge that you need to face bravely, guys. Okay? So let's see. We need to consider the tone of the text's various parts. You will be given a text. You will be given a what? A text. And each part of the text will have a certain tone. Will have a certain tone. Just a second, please. So you need to identify the tone of the text's various parts. The text's various parts, okay? Whether each part is positive or negative. This is so important. This is so important. Now, the second thing, you need to consider the focus of the text. One might ask, what is the focus of the text? You need to check the main nouns, pronouns in the text's main clauses. Imagine that I'm saying, or try to focus so much on the main clauses. I didn't say the non-essential ones. I mean, you need to focus on the main clauses, the main independent clauses, and the subjects, or the nouns or the pronouns in the subjective place, okay? I'm sorry because I'm interrupted by those who want to join. Let me assign someone to help me admitting the students, please. Ahmed Khalil, would you mind to be my co-host?
Yeah.
Okay, dear. Just raise your hand, Ahmed, to let me see that you exist. Or speak up, Ahmed.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't find you easily. Okay, Sama is attending.
Yes, I'm attending.
Sama is attending. Okay, I don't know. Guys, can you lower your hands? All of you lower your hands, please. All of you lower your hands. Except Ahmed. Yeah, thank you so much.
Found me?
Yes, thank you so much, Ahmed. Keep, just a second. Make co-host. So now you can admit the students instead of me, okay?
Yes, okay.
Thank you. Now, the focus of the text, you need to check the main nouns, the pronouns in the text's main clauses. Usually the nouns or the pronouns exist in the subjective place. Take this note, please, in the subjective place. Because definitely when I place a certain noun or a pronoun in the subjective place, this means that, I mean to focus on it. I intend to focus on it. This is my main focus, okay? Now, also bear in mind the presence of any transition words. Any transition words, SAT, ACT, EST, all of them are all about transitions, transition words. And transition words usually signal the relationship between, or among the sentences of the paragraph. So you need to make sure that you are able to locate the transition words and to identify the kind of relationship that each transition word conveys, okay? For example, however, one of our most important transition words, and it signals a contradiction, okay? A contradiction relationship between two sentences. So you need to focus and to take care when you're dealing with such a transition word. Also, you will find therefore in many texts, therefore signals a cause and effect. I'm sorry if it's misspelled, cause and effect relationship, okay? Also, you need to care a lot when you spot any repeated ideas or elements. As I always say, and you will hear me repeating this in all my sessions, the writer will not repeat anything unless it is important. So I will not keep repeating or referring to a certain noun, pronoun, idea, element, adjective, tone, unless it is very important to my essential, message or essential idea. Okay, so please try to trace the repeated ideas or elements. Also, care a lot about the beginning and the end of the given text, because these are the parts where the main idea can be located, okay? Especially that we're dealing with short passages, short texts in the digital SAT. So there isn't, that big space for us to give, certain introduction, unnecessary introductions without getting to the main point of the text so straightforward. So please take care and consider the beginning and the end of the given text. Don't consider the non-essential information. Be sure that your best answer will never ever rely on a piece of non-essential information. It is called non-essential, so it is not important. It is unnecessary. So how am I supposed to be asking you about a certain peripheral or a certain unimportant piece of information? So don't rely on non-essential information in case you are searching for the best answer. Yes, Muhammad Ibrahim, let me unmute your mic. Wait. Yes, dear.
Yes, how do we find the essential information?
I'm totally sorry. Your question isn't clear. I thought you're Muhammad Ibrahim. Anyways, I'm sorry if I'm not allowing you to change your name. I'm gonna activate the chat box so that you can write down your question. Okay, but not now. Just let me continue my point before I forget. Point number 7. Your best answer must be supported by evidence from the text. So don't make up stories. Don't make up stories. Most of your wrong answers are related to what you guys imagine to be true and imagine to be written in the text while it is not written. It's not evident. Okay, yes, the inference questions are supposed to be indirectly, answered, or I have to find their answers indirectly, but this doesn't mean that I will make up stories without any evidence in the text. Okay, so your best answer must be supported by evidence from the text. Don't tell me, I think, teacher, that the writer means so and so. I don't want to get what you think. I want to get what the text, offer you. Okay, what the text offers you, what the texts in general offer you. Okay, what the writer you know, wrote in the text, not what you imagine to be, you know, existing. Okay, so don't make up stories. This is my big piece of advice for you guys in order to, you know, to get a high score, because your answers, or most of the time, some students are easily trapped by such, you know, innovative ideas. Okay. Number 8, punctuation counts. Punctuation counts. Imagine that I read a certain sentence in the text, but this sentence is not clear enough for me. I couldn't understand it, but this sentence is followed by colons. Okay, colons or dashes. This means that the explanation of this sentence will be offered. So I need to pay attention at what will come later. Number 9, look up any new vocabulary words while you're studying. Guys, many of the students who are preparing for SAT, you know, are facing a big challenge, which is the vocabulary words. Okay, they don't have many words. They don't know the meanings of many words. Consequently, they don't understand. They don't understand the texts offered to them in the test. Please work on this point, because it will save a lot of your marks. Don't tell me, teacher, I'm working on vocabulary words, but I do not know whether these vocabulary words will be existent in the coming trials. Guys, you are exerting effort. So Allah won't waste this effort. At least you are doing something, you are working. But don't tell me, I will not, you know, study, I will not look up the words, because simply it's not guaranteed to find them in the test. This is not a reason for you to keep in the same level or within the same linguistic level. No, you need to look up the words, try to do your best in order to acquire more, you know, knowledge regarding this part, because definitely this hard work will pay off in one of the trials, and you will find some repeated words. And this is what I'm playing on, or I'm working on in our new courses. There will be only vocab sessions, you know, like pure vocab sessions. The session is going to be, or these sessions are going to be on Wednesdays. Each Wednesday, we're going to work on memorizing, on studying some you know, vocabulary words that what existed in the previous trials, and are of a high frequency, that they can be repeated in the coming trials, hopefully, inshallah. Because honestly speaking, you know, in my courses, I keep stressing this point, but some of the students, the hardworking ones, you know, are very committed, and they study new vocab words, but the majority actually didn't do that. We're not committed at all. I will not leave you this way. You need to study hard, and you need to be committed, even if whether you like it or not. We don't have any other options. You have to work on your vocabulary, whether you like it or not. Okay, and you'll be tested. You must be tested, and your the mark of the vocabulary tests will be reported to your parents, because they have to, you know, follow you up. Guys, we're not kidding. It's related to your future career, your college. So it's not a joke at all. Okay, you need to study vocabulary words no matter what. Okay, while you are studying, while you are answering questions, why don't you look up the words you don't know? I need to know one reason. Why? It's not even logical. And you are blaming the whole world for not getting a high score. What are you doing to get this high score? You are not doing anything, okay? Like, the last point, always use the process of elimination, which is POE, to rule out the incorrect answers. Guys, sometimes it is very challenging to find the right answer. It is. So what is the other option? The easier one, what is it? To rule out the wrong answers. There are some features for the wrong answers. These features are known or are supposed to be known for everyone. For everyone, you need to know the features of the wrong answers. So this is very important. So in case you don't know or can't understand the message behind, the true message behind the passage, but you have some features of the wrong answers in the choices. So at least you're gonna narrow down these choices, okay? So we're gonna know now the features of the incorrect answers so that you can rule them out and you will end up having the correct answer. Okay, so please write these features down because we're going to apply. After knowing the features of the incorrect answers, we're going to apply. Okay, we're going to take a break and then apply. So please concentrate. I'm going to give you a break to, organize your ideas and review the points that you wrote so that you can be answering the questions correctly now. Okay. What are the features of the incorrect answers? What are the features of the incorrect answers? You will find that one answer is the total opposite of the required answer. The total opposite. The passage is, for example, talking about the happiness of, spending the vacation with your family. And the tone is so perfectly positive and everything is so ideal, while the answer is totally negative and giving you an opposite, an opposite meaning. But this is super easy to identify. Number 2, has no evidence. Or isn't evident in the text. Like if you keep searching for it in the text, you will not find it at all. No evidence for its existence, no clue for it, no hint for it. It's introducing new aspect, a new idea, new information, new comparison. This is very, very, popular in the digital SAT. When you're given a certain comparison that doesn't exist in the passage. So it is totally incorrect. Number 3, half right, half wrong. And this one is tricky a little bit because some students could, while they're reading and they find that the first half of the sentence correct, they don't complete reading the answer choice, and because they are struggling, they just pick it and move on. No, you need to read each answer choice correctly, perfectly well, and then decide whether all the pieces of information offered by this answer choice is completely and entirely correct or has something that cannot be proven correct. Okay. The next one, generally correct, but isn't correct specifically in the passage. For example, once upon a time, I read an article about the topic of the passage, and I have, like a background information about the topic of the passage. And I know that, yeah, this piece of information could be correct from what I have read previously, but it is not stated in the passage, it's not referred to in the passage, it's not mentioned in the passage. It can be the opposite in the passage. So don't rely on your previously known information to, decide upon a certain answer to be correct. No, your text is your reference. The text is your reference, okay? Also, one feature, one feature that can, tell that this is a wrong answer is the one that has the wrong tone or focus. I'm focusing on a certain species while and I'm talking negatively about this species, while in the answer choice, it gives me a different tone, and it's not even focusing on the species the text is talking about. It's talking generally on all the creatures, for example. This is not the focus, or on another species that was mentioned non-essentially in the text. So you are changing the focus, you are changing the tone. So this is wrong. Here also one of the easy features of the incorrect answers. The incorrect answer can be too broad, too general, too specific, or too extreme. Certain extreme words, let me ask some of the attendees, give me any of the extreme words that can be considered incorrect. Yeah. Let me take Omar. Omar Abdrabbu. Yes, Omar, can you speak up, dear? Do you know any of the words that can be considered as extreme?
extreme
Yes.
ممكن starving يعني
No, by extreme, I don't really mean, starving or certain adjectives. No, I mean something like pronouns like all, like most, like never. Is it clear? Is it clear? So hopefully it's clear for you. Yani, for example, if I'm talking about a certain phenomenon, and in the extreme answer or one extreme answer choice can tell you it's always all the species are gonna be whatever. It never happens that blah blah blah. Okay, this gives no chance for any other points of view. Okay, so two extreme answers that are not evident in the text are always incorrect. Okay, too broad. Yeah, too broad answers, like if I'm talking about everything while the text is mentioning one thing only, this is too broad. If it is too specific, can be the text is talking generally about something, or the question type is a specific or a detailed question, I mean type of question, but the answer choice is talking broadly about everything. This is too broad and too specific or too extreme. I mean, you don't have to pick such answers. Too broad for specific questions, too specific for general questions, too extreme are always incorrect answers. Okay, are always incorrect answers. Let me give you a break, a 5-minute break, in order for you to review what you jotted down or what you wrote down, because you're gonna be asked, soon. So let me give you a 5-minute break or even more just to you know, like give you a space to breathe and stretch your muscles and be ready to be evaluated and to try the skills or the pieces of information you've learned today and put them into action in order to see whether you're gonna be able to handle this challenging skill, making inferences or not. Okay. Before we stop, any questions? Do you need me to answer any urgent question? Yeah, just a second. Let me stop. First of all, in order to be able to know that this is an inference question, you need to know that the question prompt will tell you which choice most logically completes the text. Did you get to know how to identify the type of the inference question? Okay, or this inference questions, how am I supposed to see them or to identify them in the test? When you see that the question prompt says which choice most logically completes the text, then this is an inference question. Okay? That's tip number one. Tip number two, how to deal with them, with these questions, the inference questions. We're gonna read the text. That's the first thing. Read the whole text. Read the whole text. Let me ask someone. Heidi, did you write the 2 tips I said now?
Yes,
Can you tell me what did you write?
we have to look for the question first,
That's right.
and then start to get the main idea and the repeating things from the text.
Yeah, read the text, right?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Thank you so much, Heidi. So that's number one. Okay, I get to see that this is the prompt. So how do I know that this is an inference question? The question says, which choice most logically completes? You see, logically, it's based on the logic of the text, not the logic of anyone else or anything else. Okay, right. And then we're gonna read the text. That's number two. Read the text. I will read a part of it only. Right or wrong, true or false? Yeah, Fairuz. True or false? I will read a part of it only. True or false?
False.
False. I'll read all of it. Is it clear? Thank you so much. True or false? Yeah, Lama. True or false? I will not care if there is a transition exists in the text.
False.
False. I have to care a lot. Can you show me if there is any transitions here? Skim the passage and tell me if there is a transition here that shows any relationship. I will activate the chat box. If you can see, guys, any transition words, just write them in the chat box. Excellent. None? No, because exists. Thank you so much. Because exists. That's right. Because is one of the transition words, guys, that shows cause and effect. Okay. Right. Now I need to focus on the tone and the repeated items, the focus of each sentence, and try to guess or to make, like an educated guess, which is logically completing the text. In many cultures, a handshake can create trust between people. can create trust between people. Farah, is that positive or negative? Farah?
Positive.
Yes, Farha. Okay, Farha, I guess. It's positive. Thank you so much. A handshake can create trust between people. Engineer Joa Avellino and his team are designing a robot to shake hands with a human in order to improve human-robot interactions. So they are doing something great, right? So they are doing something positive, right? Yeah, Abdurrahman Walid.
Yes, they're doing
right?
something positive. They're
Yeah,
improving.
Something positive. They are improving something. Thank you so much. So now, did I identify the tone? Yes. Did I care about the main focus or the focus of each sentence? Handshake? Yes. Engineer whoever and his team. And we have also this improvement regarding the human-robot interactions. The third sentence, the robot hand adjusts its movements and pressure to better imitate the feel of a human hand. So the robot hand adjusts its movements and pressure to better imitate, to imitate the feel of a human hand. Yes, they are doing that. They are designing a robot to shake hands with a human in order to improve the human-robot interactions. The researchers want the robot's handshake to feel realistic because, you see, I need a reason why they are doing their best to let the robot's handshake feel realistic, according to what the text stated, not according to your point of view, not according to what you have read before in the books regarding this topic. Okay, so I identified the tone, I identified the focus of the text, or at least I get to know the main focus of each sentence. And now I'm ready to apply the process of elimination to rule what? To rule out the incorrect answers. Teacher, how am I supposed to know the incorrect answers? According to the features that we examined together, that you guys wrote down. I'm gonna ask, I'm gonna ask someone now. Yeah, Abdurrahman. Yeah, Abdurrahman. Yeah, Abdurrahman. Wait, I'll unmute your mic, dear, so pay attention, okay? Don't worry if you make any mistakes. It's totally fine. Okay, Abdurrahman? Hi, dear.
Okay. Hi.
Is that Abdurrahman?
Yes.
Okay, dear. Which grade, Abdurrahman?
8.
Grade 8. Oh my God, you're so young. Okay, but anyways, if you are able to tell me whether letter A is a correct answer or incorrect answer, this will be very,
Okay.
incredible.
A is a correct answer.
Okay, A is correct or incorrect?
Correct.
People are less likely to interact with robots that don't look like humans. Okay, Abdurrahman. What is the subject? What is the word in the subject place? May you please unmute your mic?
Yes, I am muted.
Don't
Again, the question.
Yeah, what is the word written in the subject place?
People.
People. Did it ever happen that you found the people as a main subject in any of the sentences?
No.
So you're changing the main focus, dear.
Oh, okay. So it's
Okay, so now Abdurrahman learned something. learned something that you guys are always trapped in while you are answering such a questions. People were never a main focus, in any of the sentences. Plus, we have here a comparison, are less likely to interact with robots that don't look like humans. Abdurrahman made up stories. You know, after reading the passage, he imagined that, yes, that's why the people or these scientists are striving to design a robot to shake hands with a human in order to improve human-robot interactions, to imitate the feel of the human hand and so on. But actually, I didn't mention anything about people who are less likely to interact with robots that do not look like humans. Plus, Ya Abdurrahman, may I ask you, the tone here in letter A is positive or negative?
Negative.
So did it happen that we found any negative tones here in the passage?
No.
So it is totally illogical to complete a very positive passage with a negative answer, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Mute your mic, dear. Thank you so much. So we have here, we need to rule out choice A, choice B. Let me pick someone. Yeah, yeah, Abir. Abir, may you please unmute your mic?
Yes, miss.
Hi, dear.
Hi, miss.
Listen, dear, don't mute your mic unless I tell you, okay? Letter B, it's easier to program a robot to perform handshakes than it is to program a robot to perform some other types of greetings. Can it be the best answer?
No.
Amazing, amazing, Yabir. But can you give me one reason why you will not go for B?
It wasn't mentioned in the text.
Excellent. It is not evident. I cannot prove it. This kind of comparison, I told you guys, right? I told you while I was explaining the incorrect features or the features of the incorrect answers, that you can be having a new piece of information or the choice cannot be evident in the text. You can be given a comparison that isn't evident or stated in the text. It's easier to program a robot to perform handshakes than it is to program a robot to perform some other types of greetings. I've never mentioned some other types of greetings, or I've never compared them to, performing handshakes. That's why. Thank you so much, Ya Abir. Amazing. Letter C. Let's go for, Ahmed Hussam. Hi, Ahmed. How are you? Ahmed Hussam?
Hello. Yes, teacher. Hello.
Hi, dear. Letter C, Ahmed.
Yes.
Can you read it, if you don't mind?
Yes, sure. The robot in the researcher study may have uses other than interacting with humans.
Can it be the perfect answer?
No, I don't think so.
No. Why don't you think it is the best answer?
Because it's so general. It didn't mention something specific about the uses.
Yeah, the robot in the researcher study may have uses other than interacting with humans. Actually, I never mentioned anything other than handshaking or interacting with humans, right?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. So it can't be referring to something that wasn't mentioned. This is gonna be illogical. And I'm left with D, which says life-like handshakes, realistic ones, may make people more comfortable, that's positive, interacting with robots. And this is exactly what the text is revolving around. Is it clear? Got it? So that's perfectly correct. I didn't mean to find the right answer directly because I know that this type of questions can be challenging for me as a student. That's why I relied on my knowledge of ruling out the incorrect answers, the answers that cannot be proven from the text, from the flow of ideas introduced to you in the text. Okay. That's all what you need to do, no matter how hard the text you have or you're dealing with is. Okay, you just apply the skills, apply what you've learned in the basic sessions in order to be able to, answer as many of the questions as you can. I won't say that you will never make mistakes. This cannot be. Most of the times, this is not practical. You will be making mistakes, but our job is to narrow down these mistakes. Okay, so instead of making 5 or 6, 7 mistakes, no, let them be 2, let them be 1. Okay, hopefully طبعا none, but what can we do? Anyways, let's work on a harder one. Listen, believe me, nothing is gonna be hard as long as you are applying the tips. Okay. Before I let you answer, let me ask a question to any of you. Yeah, Ahmed Shadi. Ahmed Shadi, can you hear me?
Yes.
True or false? I might be feeling bad not being able to read some of the names written to me in the text. This will affect my answer?
No.
No. I might feel bad about not being able to, pronounce some scientific terms that I have no idea about. Shall I
It will not be affected.
It will not be affecting you at all. The SAT, try to learn that the SAT examiners are giving you very unfamiliar names and topics just to give you an impression that you are being challenged, that it is, a mission impossible. Guys, these things will not affect you at all. It's something, it's a language test, guys. What you need to do is to focus on the relationships between sentences, the tenses of the sentences, the adverbs, the vocab words, not the weird scientific terms. Any scientific term that is important to your understanding will be defined to you, but don't worry. Okay, you can just read the names of the researchers, okay, as Mr. X and Mr. Y or Miss Y, so it's not a big deal, guys. Okay, right. Another question, do you find any of the transition words here? Skim the passage quickly and I'll activate the chat box. Yes? Any of the excellent. Therefore, however, amazing. Therefore and however, amazing. That's perfect. That's perfect. Therefore gives you a cause and effect. However is giving you a contradiction. Amazing. Contradiction means if what is before is negative, then what is after is positive and vice versa. Okay, we have also this one gives a contradictory relationship. Now let's read the text and get to know what can be completing the text logically. Try to identify the tone. Don't forget the tone, the focus, the transitions, Okay, transitions, any relationships. طبعا represented by the transitions, but I'm for like stressing it. Punctuation. And we have also the process of elimination. Okay. Yeah. Let me read it for you. Okay. Bismillah. Some people are still joining. Now, I'll be using the highlighter so that you can be following. Researcher whoever and whoever modeled varying levels of passenger redistribution from short-haul flights. What are those short-haul flights? Okay, they are defined for me. Flights of 50 to 210 minutes from takeoff to landing. Okay, nice. So this piece of information, defined for me the term of short-haul flights. Okay, guys, to high-speed rail trips. So those guys modeled varying levels of passenger redistribution from short ones to high-speed rail trips, from short flights to high-speed rail trips. Rail is related to what? Rail, may I ask any of you? Yeah, Ahmed or
train.
Yeah, okay, like train, related to train. Okay, thank you. Planes travel faster than faster than trains. Okay, there is a comparison between planes and trains, and the comparison is for the favor of planes. Planes travel faster, but contradiction now. Air travel typically requires 3 hours of lead time for security, baggage handling, and boarding that rail travel doesn't. Oh my God, like now, yes, planes travel faster, that's a fact, but actually air travel typically requires 3 hours of lead time for security, baggage handling, and boarding that rail travel doesn't. Imagine your dad, because most of the, fathers are so mad at us all right before the flights, right? They keep pushing us and screaming at our faces, we're gonna be late, we must be 3 hours earlier in the airport, and so on. But actually this is not required if you're traveling with the trains, right? So short haul routes take similar amounts of time by air and by rail. Okay, now the short haul routes take similar amounts of time by air and by rail. Yes, because you will be there in the airport 3 hours before the flight, and the rail, if you're traveling with the train, you will not be there 3 hours earlier. You will end up having the same amount of time in both, trips. However, so there is a similarity here, guys. However, there is a contradiction. The model suggests that as real passenger. What is real passenger, ya Ahmed? What is the real passenger, ya Anas? Anas, Muhammad? What is the real passenger?
The people in the train.
In the train, dear, thank you so much. As real passenger volumes approach current capacity limits, long lead times emerge. Okay. So the real passenger might be facing a challenge when the rail passenger volumes approach current capacity limits, okay, long lead times emerge. Yeah, they're gonna be waiting if they reach the capacity limits. So they're gonna be waiting. Okay, therefore, can I ask you, therefore, for rail to remain a viable alternative to short-haul flights, therefore, is joining which two sentences, ya Basim, or the ya Aya Hisham? Aya Hisham? No. Basim Tamer? Basim Tamer? Can you hear me? Okay, let me pick someone else. Ya Iman Hashim? Iman Hashim? Did I pick the right person or not? Okay, raise your hand if you are eager to help me with that question. Yes, ya Lama. So
Yes.
therefore, dear, links which two sentences?
Shouldn't it link the sentence before?
Excellent. The model suggests that as rail passenger volumes approach current capacity limits, long lead times emerge. So this is something related to rail passenger, right? The train
Yes.
ones. Okay. Therefore, so consequently, for rail to remain a viable alternative, a practical alternative to short-haul flights, what shall be done for the rail trips to be viable alternative? Okay, let me use the process of elimination because it's a game. We're gonna play a game now, the process of elimination game, okay? We're not searching for the good answer, the best answer. We're gonna search for the wrong answers, okay? Are you still with me, yeah, Lama?
Yes.
Okay, طيب, let me show you a rail systems. What is the thing written in the main focus here? The subject, rail systems. Okay, should offer fewer long-haul routes, and airlines should offer more long-haul routes. Rail systems should offer fewer long-haul routes, and airlines should offer more long-haul routes.
No.
Okay, that's perfect. You said no immediately. May I know why? Your answer is correct. I will not take A, but why?
Because yeah, they don't have to.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to do that. Why would you do that?
Yes, the thing is that we said that they are so similar if we have if we consider the 3 hours of the lead time for security for the flights and so on, the short haul routes take similar amounts of time by air and by rail. However, the model suggests that as rail passenger volumes approach current capacity limits, long lead times emerge. What is the problem that causes long lead times to emerge in the rail in the case of the train? Because they are crowded, the capacity خلاص full. Okay, فهير rail systems should offer fewer long haul routes. Is it the problem? The problem is with the long haul routes. That's why the rail system should offer fewer. Is it about long or short, or it's about the capacity limits, right? It's about the capacity limits. It's not the problem with the rail passengers is not related to the thing that is being long or short. It's about the capacity limits. So this one is not logically completing the text. Do you have a question? Habiba, do you have a question?
No.
Okay, thank you so much. Type, Habiba, are you still with me?
Yes.
Okay, letter B, honey.
Yeah.
Letter B, rail systems may need to schedule additional trains for these routes.
Yes, it could be the right answer because
yeah,
we said
why?
that it's crowded. Yeah, because at first he said that it is crowded and
yeah,
there's a limit.
maybe you're right. You know what? I'm talking about, you know, here, therefore, right?
Yeah, therefore
The
the
one,
cause and effect.
the one before, the main thing is about the rail passenger.
Yes.
Okay, and the lead times that are related to the rail trips, okay, because of the capacity limits, exceeding the capacity limits. But the main focus also after therefore is related to rail. So logically, my best answer will be related to rail systems, not security, baggage handling and boarding procedures, not passengers who travel by rail for these routes will need to accept that the lead times will be similar to those for air travel. I didn't say that's similar. I said similar only when what? When
can you read that?
short haul routes take similar amounts of time.
Similar amounts of time by air.
So it's not about passengers. Passengers were never the main focus.
Yes.
Did you see? I mean the passengers as main focus.
No, it's not repeated. It's not repeated as a word, so to be the main focus
at all. So passengers who travel by rail for these routes will need to accept that lead times will be similar to those for air. We actually need a solution, not to accept lead time. We need to, listen the lead time. So by the process of elimination, guys, we ended up having B to be the right answer, despite the fact that we do not have a reference to schedule additional trains, but additional trains must be scheduled in order to overcome the capacity limits that were reached in certain cases. By the process of elimination, I eliminated the ones related that can't be proven, the ones that changed the focus of the text, and I go for the one that logically completes the text here according to the main focus of its sentences. Thank you so much. Please mute your mics. That's amazing. Thank you so much. So let's wrap up, guys, what we did in these two examples. And I'm gonna give you one last question to let you work on it all alone without my interference at all. First of all, the first thing we made sure that we're dealing with inference question. Read the question prompt. Okay. Number 2. Why am I capitalizing everything? Now read the text well. Number 3. Identify the tone of each part in the text. Number 4, check or consider the transitions. Number 5, it wasn't mentioned here, but you know, I didn't find a certain punctuation thing that can be evident, but anyways, okay, stick to the information. Yeah, information mentioned, and don't go beyond the text, making up stories. Okay, use the process of elimination to rule out the incorrect answers according to the features that we guys mentioned in the PowerPoint. The last question for today, this one, try to read it. I'm examining your patience, persistence, and what? Linguistic abilities, or the reading comprehension capabilities. So please try to focus a little bit and try to apply all what we have mentioned in order to reach the right answer. Okay. Students who you know, want to get high scores shouldn't give up, shouldn't quit. They need to try and keep trying and try to get to the right answer no matter what. Apply what you've learned in order to reach the right answer. Okay, try to rule out any choice that is not focusing on the main focus of the text. Okay. Now let's see. As the name suggests, dramaturges originated in theater, where they continue to serve a variety of functions. Wow, I got a colon. The colon will list for me the variety of functions that those guys, dramaturges, okay, whatever they will mean, okay, I'm gonna know now because the punctuation counts. I'm gonna now know what these guys are doing, okay? Conducting historical research for directors, compiling character biographies for actors, and perhaps most importantly, helping writers of plays and musicals to hone the work's stories and characters. Imagine that I don't know the meaning of this term. I don't know the meaning of this word. Continue reading. Don't let the meanings of or the hard words stop you. You will check their meanings after you deal with the question as it is, because no one will help you in the test. So your role during the preparation period is to gather as many new words as possible. Okay, performance scholar Susan Manning observes that many choreographers, like playwrights and musical theater writers, are concerned with storytelling and characterization. In fact, this is a transition, يعني I'm stressing. Okay, I'm emphasizing. Some choreographers describe the dances they create as expressions of narrative through movement. It is therefore unsurprising that. So therefore, cause and effect. Linking what is before to what is after. What is the main focus? What is the tone? Try to relate all these pieces of information and go for the choices. Don't tell yourself, oh my God, like this is too hard, I can't understand anything. Don't be negative. You will be reaching the right answer by eliminating the ones that couldn't be, supported by the text. So don't feel down. The features of the incorrect answers will help you. Okay? Now, some choreographers describe the dances they create as expressions of narrative through movement. It is therefore unsurprising that what some directors choreographers, dramaturges, dances by choreographers. Okay, so look here. In fact, some choreographers describe the dances they create as, therefore, I'm relating this sentence to be completed to that one that is focusing on choreographers. Therefore, it's unsurprising that some directors and actors rely too heavily on dramaturges to complete certain research tasks. Choreographers developing dances with narrative elements frequently engage dramaturges to assist in refining those elements. Or dramaturges can have a profound impact on the artistic direction of plays and musicals. Or dances by choreographers who incorporate narrative elements are more accessible to audiences than the dances by choreographers who do not. Now, even if I didn't understand everything, there are very clear incorrect answers according to the features that we have been learning. Okay, يلا, let me choose someone كده to tell me one incorrect answer. يا صباح, or let me take Rimas. Rimas Nader, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, dear. Were you able to find something that is incorrect?
A.
Some directors and actors rely too heavily on dramaturges to complete certain research tasks. Why A is incorrect? That's perfect. A isn't correct.
Because the text is talking about choreographers and it's not mentioned in the answer of the question.
Excellent. My main focus on choreographers and dramaturges, right? I didn't mention like directors and actors as main focus, right? The text is not focusing on them. Even when I mentioned them as what? Look here. Dramaturges originated in theater where they continue to serve a variety of functions, conducting historical research for directors, compiling character biographies for actors, and perhaps most importantly, helping writers of plays and musicals to hone whatever. So directors and actors were never the main focus. Okay, and even when I mentioned research tasks, I mentioned them among a list. A list. Why would I go for one element of the list and leave the others? So A isn't the perfect answer. Letter B. No, I will ask someone else. Thank you so much. I will ask someone else to give me another one incorrect answer. Yeah, Jilan, welcome. How are you, dear? Did you find any incorrect answer here, honey? Jilan? Okay. يا غيث. أغثنا يا غيث. Did you find any incorrect answer? غيث, whenever I call somebody's name and this guy or this girl fails to answer, this means that you guys are not paying attention. You're gonna be reported. Now let's go for Hannah Hisham. Hannah Hisham. Yes, yeah, Hannah. Hannah Hisham. Hannah Hisham. Yeah, Hannah.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, dear. Were you able to find an incorrect answer?
1 second.
Yes. You were drifting away or what? I want another incorrect answer. Let me get, hi Hannah, let me get some help for you. Yeah, Ammar. Ammar, ya Ammar. Ammar, can you give me a hint about an incorrect answer? Another one? Give me one incorrect answer. Yes. يا كابتن يا دكتور عبد الهادي. دكتور عبد الهادي.
Oh, miss.
Yes, dear.
To be honest, the more I read B, C, and D, the more I lose focus. That's
So tell me about an answer that you feel it's incorrect, totally incorrect, because it's not evident, because it's not the main focus of the text.
Miss, I might go with the B.
Yeah, okay. This is correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
Incorrect. طيب what is the main focus here يا عبد الهادي?
About the choreographer.
Yes, that's right. Don't you find that we are having the same main focus here?
Mhm.
Okay. Developing dances with narrative elements frequently engage dramaturgists to assist in refining those elements. So in fact, some choreographers describe the dances they create as expressions of narrative through movement. So you see, dances, choreographers, narrative, movements. Therefore, choreographers developing dances with narrative elements may make use of dramaturgists to refine these narrative elements. Don't you think that this can be a good answer? Look at the letter D مثلا. Dances by choreographers who incorporate narrative elements are more accessible to audience than dances by choreographers who don't. Can you find this kind of comparison in the text?
No.
So this one,
not related.
This one has something that cannot be proven at all. You remember that I told you that there is one type of wrong answer that has something that cannot be proven, especially a certain kind of comparison that is not mentioned at all, is not referred to at all. So A and D are very obviously incorrect. Type here I have choreographers versus dramaturgists can have profound impact on artistic direction of plays and musicals. So B and C, what can be the best or what can be a good answer for this question to complete this sentence that is related to that one? Eliminate the answer choice that has certain elements that are not related or stated here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, Miss, can I answer?
Yes.
I think I might go with B as a correct answer because choreographers developing dances narrative element.
Yes.
It is closely related to the last part of the.
Exactly. طيب, may I know what you will be writing for yourself in order to avoid making the same mistake if you're stuck between two answer choices? What might be the one that you will go for in order to avoid being trapped by the wrong answer? So check the main focus of the sentence before, as long as it has a transition that is relating it to the sentence that needs to be completed. The main focus is choreographers here, while here the main focus is dramaturgists. That's one. Okay, so B is likely to logically complete the sentence here because they have the same main focus. 2, I found more elements related to the ones mentioned in the sentence before and the sentence before. Why? Because we have in fact. In fact will be relating the sentence before to this sentence, and therefore is relating this sentence to the sentence after. And I didn't make any reference to profound impact on artistic direction of plays and musicals. This is too broad. I didn't mention the direction, artistic direction of the plays and musicals at all. Is it clear? Got it? But I mentioned choreographers, dances, narrative elements, and so on. So that's why letter B is logically completing the information mentioned earlier. You got it, Ya Abdel Hadi? I don't know if you're still with me. Abdul Hadi. Yeah, he muted his mic. Anyways, guys, يعني hopefully that I gave you some hints on how to handle the inference questions based on what? Based on some tips, some steps, some tricks you need to follow. And even if you, you are not 100% able to understand the text in front of you, don't waste time rereading it several times. No, just read it once. While you're reading, focus on the tone, and the main focus, the main focus means the nouns or the pronouns that are mentioned in this, the subject place. Okay, stressing what is mentioned in the subject place and completing these sentences, to logically fit into that sentence. Okay, so try to use the process of elimination to rule out the irrelevant answers, the answers that are either, have no clues in the text, have no reference, cannot be proven, or they are totally opposite of what has been mentioned, or have a certain different focus of what has been mentioned. Okay, guys, study well the tips I gave, and inshallah, practice makes perfect. You will be given some more questions for you to answer, and we're gonna discuss them in the next session. Now comes something that I need you to decide upon. Our next session, inshallah, for the people who are gonna join the intensive course, this session is gonna be tomorrow at Bismillah, at 6, tomorrow at 6, inshallah. Or I'm gonna try to arrange that with most of you on the group now. I'm gonna send a poll in order to find a relevant time, because actually we're running out of time for those people who are joining grade 11 and grade 12. We don't want to let them miss any of the common trials. It's enough with August 1, they will not attend it. But we do not want them to miss any of the other trials starting from October. They need to be ready by learning how to handle all the skills as fast as possible. I'm gonna send you a poll on the groups, and please respond to that poll in order to find a suitable time. Tomorrow, inshallah, is gonna be our first free session for August, for the August trial. The students who are going for August, and I'm gonna send them certain questions for them to answer, to see to what extent they are able to answer them correctly, what their level is so far in regarding the reading and the writing skills, in order to know the weaknesses and to focus on these weaknesses and pass some tips, inshallah, like those we passed today in the inference, making inference questions. Thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna stop the recording now and give you the chance to ask any questions, but please try to be very fast in order not to waste the others' time, okay?